Okay. Very good. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Marco Fernandez from Sagres Vacations, a destination specialist for Portugal and Spain. So we're very excited today to have with us Kat Piwecka from Poland, who is joining us on an amazing photography tour of Portugal, who she's is going to talk to us a little bit more details about. But we're really, really excited because this is an amazing way to see this beautiful country. And of course, with someone who has so many years of experience traveling and of journalism and taking amazing photos throughout. So Kat, thank you so much for joining us. And tell us a little bit about yourself and about your work.
Hello, thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Kat Piwecka. Yes, I'm Polish. I look like Portuguese, but but I am 100% Polish, born in Poland. And I am a celebrity photographer and a travel journalist. And if you can go and see the kind of photography that I do on my website, katpiwecka.com. And for the last 12 years, I've been specializing in portrait photography and sensual photography. I am known for very characteristic photographic style, very simple and minimalistic black and white portraits, close-ups showing emotions and relations. In Poland, they call me the photographer of emotions. Right. Yes, and traveling was always my big passion. So the last 9 years, I've been also working as a travel journalist. And I've been publishing travel articles every month in Polish and Portuguese magazines. So yes, I think that's all. I'm also the author of two books, two photo albums. The first one is with portraits of Polish and Portuguese celebrities. It was to summarize my 10 years work as a portrait photographer. And the other one, it's a photo album about Portugal, in love with Portugal.
And it's an amazing book. I have my copy here. Yes. And it's beautiful photography and pictures of Portugal from the north to the south. And yes, certainly you have all of the experience and this amazing wealth of knowledge about photography, and then of course with the journalistic element to it that obviously makes you a great candidate to lead this photo tour of Portugal and hopefully make others fall in love with Portugal as well, right?
Yes, you know, I came to Portugal many years ago. It was just, I thought it would be just another trip to do another article, because I was doing, when I first came to Portugal, I was doing an article for the Polish magazine. And it was amazing because I thought it would be just another trip, but it was not. Suddenly something happened. I had this click. And I just felt I found my second home, and I fell in love with this country. And then I started to come back all the time to look for the reason to come back. because you know, I worked as a travel photographer, so my job was to go to other countries to do the you know, the articles about other countries, not to come back all the time to the same place. so it was not easy, just, you know, to find the reason to come back and come back.
So Portugal stole your heart, right? And it gave you many reasons to come back.
Yes, yes. Then, of course, over the next years, I published, I don't know, maybe kind of 20 articles about different parts of Portugal in Polish magazines. But you know what? I just felt that with the articles, it was not enough for me to share my love to Portugal, because in the articles, I couldn't show everything. So I started to think that I needed something bigger to show my love to Portugal. And I don't know, it was maybe something like 7 years ago that I came to the idea of a book, a photo album, because I am not a writer, I am a photographer, so it is a photo album. So then it was 7 years of visiting, working on this album, photo album. It was 7 years of visiting Portugal from north to the south, visiting every single village, every single beach, everything, because I needed to see everything, you know, to choose what to put in the book.
Sure.
It was a beautiful work, but it was not easy because, you know, I was traveling alone in my Polish car, and sometimes it was very, very hard.
But the result is an amazing book and filled with stunning photos of Portugal. So, and I'm just curious, Kat, why you mentioned you obviously as a photojournalist, you're traveling to other countries as well. Why Portugal? Why that special connection with Portugal?
Yes, I think because I have some other countries that I especially like for example, Italy, Norway, Ireland. These are the countries that I like. But with Portugal, it was something different because it was love. You know? It was so strong. And I just followed my heart. But I was thinking about it. And I think it's because I am a nature lover. And in Portugal, I found I need to be happy, to feel fulfilled. I need the ocean and the mountains. And in Portugal, I found everything together. So I think that's why. And the other reason are the people, the Portuguese people, because from the beginning, they were so friendly to me, so supportive. They treated me like I was Portuguese. They made me feel home from the beginning, and that is why I dedicated my book, because this book is dedicated to all the Portuguese people that I met on my way. Here is the on this page. Yes, I wrote it. Dedicated to all the Portuguese people who made me feel like home. And yes, I think it's because of the people, because I could feel like I'm home. And now it's so funny because over the years, now I have so many Portuguese friends. They are like my second family. When I go to Portugal, I feel like home, like with my family.
Sure.
And they always say that, Katarina, you know Portugal better than us, because we didn't visit so many places as you. And you know what? It's so funny because I even know Portugal better than Poland, my homeland.
That's amazing. But being Portuguese, obviously I'm biased because I think that the Portuguese are very warm hearted people that we love to make friends and to show everybody this beautiful country, our food, our wine, and as you mentioned, the beaches are very close to the mountains and vice versa. You can always find beaches everywhere you are in Portugal, beautiful beaches. So I can certainly relate. And of course, let's be honest, it's warmer than Poland, isn't it? So that also helps, doesn't it?
Yes, the sun and the light. In Poland, we don't have this southern lights. Poland is gray, Poland is a gray country with gray sky.
It doesn't yet, so it's not as warm. I think in Portugal we have over 300 days of sunlight, sunny days, I should say, a year. So yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. But it's funny that you and I are talking today because we met online and I reached out to you And without knowing where you are in Poland, I had been in the same city 2 years ago for an industry event. Yeah, so and it's a beautiful city. I loved the city itself. So it's great how the world is so small, but yet so big, right? So talk to us about this itinerary that obviously we're working together on, and we're very excited from a travel standpoint. But to us, it's more about your personality shining through it, your love of Portugal, because I think that is so amazing that you actually have a book entitled "Falling in Love with Portugal," because it shows your passion, it shows your love for the country. So tell us about this itinerary.
Yes, one thing is that I have this enormous need to share my love to Portugal all over the world, and I was so happy because this book, from the beginning, it was published in English language because I wanted it to be sold in many countries. So I already sold it to so many Portugal lovers in Europe, but also I sent it to Australia. There are people in Australia who are passionate about Portugal, so it's amazing. But what I wanted to say that this book is it contains 5 chapters, 5 main parts of Portugal, like Algarve, Alentejo, Lisboa, Centro, and North. And what we are going to do in our book tour is to go through all in 16 days. We are going we will meet in Porto in the north, and then we are going to go through all Portugal from north to south and visit all the places that I found the most magic and the most beautiful.
Yeah, so I think this is amazing. So you were actually following your book, your chapters of the book from north to south, and highlighting some of these stunning places that you took these photos from. So people will have the chance to go to Porto and the outskirts, and Lisbon and Arrábida, and all the way to the south. That is, that's such a unique way to see the country through, obviously, not just physically, obviously being there, but being able to create memories and taking beautiful photographs along the way, obviously with your help and your expertise. So it's a great combination of photography, obviously touring, exploration, and also learning along the way, isn't it?
Yes. What I'm going to do is to pass my 9 years experience as a travel journalist to the participants
of 16 days.
In 16 days, yeah. It will be very intensive.
Very intensive, yes.
I can talk a lot.
That's okay. No, we like to learn. So tell me, what are some of the places you're looking forward? I know you've been to Portugal many times. What are some of the places you're looking forward to sharing with the participants on this photo tour?
There are so many beautiful places, but I divided them into magic places and just my favorite places.
Sure.
So maybe I will try to say something about my magic places, because these are the most important for me. For example, this beach from the cover of the book. Beautiful beach, Valle Furado. We are going to visit the beach and to take some photos of this beautiful landscape. Then when we reach Lisbon, we are going to stay in the hotel on the beach, on Guincho beach, which is for me beach. It's close to Cabo da Roca, so it's a very important point on the map of Portugal. And the beach it's beautiful. I don't know if we are able to see the photos here, but we will be learning how to take all these amazing sunsets,
Yeah, it's stunning.
On Guincho. Yes.
Yes.
And what else? for me, one of the most absolutely, unique experiences in my life was the Fado night. We are going to have the night with Fado, and we are going to meet with one of the greatest artists, Portuguese artists, yes, musicians, Pedro, who is going to have with us individual meeting also.
Yeah, that's sort of a behind the scenes on Fado, because Fado is is very popular obviously in Portugal, and it's a very traditional style of music. And I think anybody who goes to Portugal needs to understand what Fado is and how to understand it and feel it in their heart. And Pedro is amazing. He's one of the emerging best artists for Fado. So it's great that we get to have that behind the scenes and have that discussion with him.
Yes, and all the participants, they will get the last CD of Pedro. By the way, I was doing the photo shoot for the cover of the CD. So
there you go.
So yes, all the participants, they will get the CD, and Pedro is going to to sign all the CD. So I think it will be a great a great night and great meeting for all of us.
In addition to Pedro, we also are going to meet with other Portuguese sort of important celebrities or people throughout the tour, aren't we?
Yes, we will go from Lisbon. We will go through my beloved Alentejo, because it's a part of Portugal which is not known for the tourists. It's not popular for the tourists, but it's absolutely my beloved part of Portugal, with villages, with houses, white houses with the blue or yellow
blue facade.
It's so beautiful. And then we go also to see the Costa Vicentina, white coast with amazing beaches. And then going down to the south, we will finally reach Cabo de São Vicente, the most, I don't know how to say, the end of Europe, you can say.
The most westernmost point in continental Europe. I think that's how you say it. The most westernmost point.
Because Cabo de Roca is the most, the point which is most to the west.
Yes.
And São Vicente.
It's the southwestern. Yes, you're right. Southwestern. Yes.
And in Sagres, we are going to meet with Joanna Schenker. She is a world champion in bodyboarding. So she is a very famous sports star in Portugal. So we are going to accompany her during her training on the waves. We are going to see her on the waves. Or she told me that if there are no conditions for her to go on the waves, she will tell us about her another project of protecting the oceans.
Okay.
Because she organizes something like to protect the oceans. She organizes something like Limpeza da Praia.
Cleaning of the beaches.
The beach of the plastic and the rubbish. So it's a very interesting thing, because it raises the awareness of.
And let's not forget, throughout the 16-day journey, not only are you taking these beautiful pictures, but we're also eating very good food, drinking very good wine, meeting amazing people throughout. And obviously the hotels are all included, all of your transfers, all of the meals, as I mentioned. So it is an intensive sort of journey for your heart, because you're going to have all these emotions of seeing these beautiful places, and then be able to actually learn through you, Kat, how to take these stunning photos that you did on this book. That is, again, one of the most beautiful books I've seen, and especially, reflecting on Portugal. It's the pictures are amazing. And, I think you mentioned it was a result of 7 years, was it, of going back and forth to Portugal, or?
Yes, it was 7 years, really, 7 years. I thought it would be only 5, but it was 7 years.
7 years. Well, it was a lucky 7 years, because the result is over 300 pages of beautiful photos. So I think everybody who comes on this tour is going to have the opportunity to be at some of these amazing places throughout the country. And you show these pictures, for example, in Praia do Guincho and in the Alentejo. Some of these places are, off the beaten path. It's not places that you would find on your own if you're traveling to Portugal by yourself. And it's only because of your work and your expertise that we can actually include them in the itinerary and be able to actually enjoy some of these sceneries is stunning. You go to the Alentejo and you have these wide open spaces, and then you have Monserrate up on the hill. You have beautiful villages, castles, the olive groves with the wineries. It's really, and then the beaches. Some of these beaches are almost empty. There's just raw beauty of it. So I think people are going to love it, and I'm so excited to be part of it. So tell me a little bit, who do you see, who can join the tour? Is there special requirements that you're looking for someone to join the tour?
Yes, our photo tour is for everyone who is just passionate about travel photography, about traveling, and for everyone who enjoys catching beautiful moments, creating memories. It's we will not be focusing on highly professional equipment. I am going to show you my attitude to travel photography. In a moment, I will tell you more about it. But now, just to finish, so we will be using both professional cameras and a phone.
That's good for me, because I'll be the one using the phone, because I am not a professional. Yes. But
because can you believe me that the last 9 years working as a travel journalist for Polish magazines, my editor-in-chiefs, editor-in-chiefs, they were they allowed me to use my phone and my professional camera, and for printed magazines, they very often would choose the photo from the phone instead of professional photo from from
a professional camera. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So over the years, I learned how to use, when is the situation that I need to use professional camera, and when is the situation where the phone is just enough. You don't need to grab your heavy equipment. So I will tell all the participants how to, to combine all these two types of equipment, whether when to use camera and when to use the phone. And we have two requirements for the participants. The first one is that they need to be able to use their own camera or phone, because we will not have time, to teach people how to use the camera. Sure. Okay. And the second requirement is that they need to know the basics of photography, such as the aperture, the shutter, and ISO, and how the three of them combine together. So the basic triangle of photography. We are going to work on the aperture priority mode or shutter priority mode, so it will not be as difficult as like you are a professional. You don't need to be a professional to come with us. Yes, and maybe I will tell you something about what I am going to teach our participants, because yes, because my attitude to travel photography over the last 9 years, it was not about using the highly professional equipment, but it was more like concentrating on how to capture the moments, how to capture the emotions, the sensations. I was very focused on also on endless conversations with the locals, because meeting, the locals and hearing the stories, all the traditions, it was so important for me. And that is why we are meeting we have 2 meetings with very interesting people, because, this is something very important for me also, the meeting with, local people and hearing their stories. What else? What I want to tell all the participants is about my attitude is like constantly using my curiosity of the world and the people, and sensitivity of the beauty of the nature, because I'm a nature lover. It's something different. I guess. It's less technical and more emotional approach.
I think that's a great way to explain it. And from our side, I will say this. We've had along the years opportunity to work with amazing people on our tour programs to elaborate, and we believe traveling is about connecting with people. So the first time that you and Kat, we talked, I could. Your emotions and your love of photography in Portugal came from the computer, from our conversation. It was evident, and we knew right there and there that this was an amazing project that we could work on together. And I think anybody who can participate and travel on this group, which by the way is going to be a small group as well, is going to learn so much. But we really feel it's like you said, it's about the emotions, it's about meeting the people along the way. You're going to make new friends on this group. You're going to meet the locals, like you said, with Pedro and Joanna and other people throughout this itinerary, the Portuguese people, which is really what makes the destination so unique, right? It's the people, it's their emotions, it's what they love sharing about the country, it's the conversations. And I know just by looking at the book, some of the most wonderful photographs are the ones that are inspired by the locals that are living in the village, the people in the city. And so that to us is a great ambassador for everything that we do as a travel company, because it's about really connecting with the destination. So I think it's a great marriage of travel, photography, culture, and education, and then just love for everything Portugal.
Yes, but I think, but also I will give a lot of knowledge of like photography knowledge to the participants, because I also want to share some composition techniques that I use. It's very important, not just because we want to have what we are going to have is the photos to be the most diverse as possible, not just clicking what we see, but we can use some composition techniques to make our photos more interesting, more unique. So I am going to teach the participants my composition technique. Yes. And what else? I am also going to tell the participants the elements of the best travel report, such as that it's not only about catching or photographing the landscapes, but also the cities. In the cities, we will be photographing as well as the architecture, but also the street life. Then we have another element is the people. Then we have also the food, because it's very important also to take some photos of the local food. It's the element of the culture. What else? The details, because it's so important to see the details so characteristic for the for the place. And what else? And local traditions and events. It's also very important. And also what I do always in my trips, in my tours, it's the photos like something like behind the scenes. So that's another another element of good travel report is to show, show the way, It's so funny because when every time I come to Portugal, when I cross the border, Spanish-Portuguese border,
Right.
after 3 days of driving, when I see,
Welcome to Portugal.
Yes, Portugal, the blue, yes, with gold.
Yes, with the European Union stars, yeah.
I always take a photo, to have this memory that, after 3 days of driving all the time, I finally
you reached the destination.
Yes, it's so amazing. And there are a lot of ways to show behind the scenes of the journey, which is, so interesting. Just, okay, I will tell everything on our,
Yes, you have to save some of that for the 16 days of our photo tour.
I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience to share. So
yeah, no, and one of the things I think it's important to emphasize is that, normally when we go on a tour, we meet in a specific place, then we travel in the city, we go to different places. This is a unique tour. So because like Kat, you're mentioning, you are going to be visiting places in the city that are more meaningful for the photography element of it, the architecture. So it's going to be really designed to have the best photographs, to meet the people. It's not going to be a tour where you are going to the same spots that everybody else is going to. So it's going to be deeply personalized. And I think it's going to show that at the results. And then, throughout the 16 days, you'll be able to meet with the participants and analyze and review the photos and ask questions, which I think also is great because you have that one-on-one time to be able to learn on the fly. And by day 16, you'll be almost as good as Kat taking these beautiful pictures. So
yes, but what I was thinking about is that I also would like to have with all the participants, I would like to have the individual conversations, because I am so curious about the story of the passion of all the participants, and also because passion means all the beautiful moments,
sure,
something that drives us in life, but also being a creator, a photographer, it also means when you share your work, it also means that sometimes you have not nice moments when somebody criticizes you or something like this. So I'm planning to have these individual conversations just to hear out the story of the passion, but also to hear the problems they conquer, and maybe to help as much as I can to give some advices.
Of course, no, and I think everybody would welcome that, and I think everybody will learn from each other in that sense. You can learn from the participants. The participants can also learn from you, and it's always interesting to see different people coming from different countries, different cultures getting together because of their love of photography in this case, and perhaps their love of Portugal. And now you're tying both things, and it's always great to hear their behind the scenes of why they chose to participate and attend this group, right?
Exactly.
That's one of the biggest rewards for me as the owner of Sagres Vacations, is always to understand why people chose to go on this specific itinerary and what is their story. And then, I'm sure this will happen on the 16th, 17th day, how they evolved and how much they learned and how much they loved the itinerary. So I absolutely looking forward to it. And then just lastly, I think we're also providing a certificate of completion for the 16-day lesson, right?
Yes, because after gaining so much knowledge and experience, I think it's obligatory that all the participants is going to be awarded with a certificate of completing a workshop on travel photography. So
exactly, and you may need to take a test before you get the certificate, but we're still working on that. We'll make it easy for you. Very good. Well, is there, I mean, we're excited about the itinerary. We know everybody's looking forward to getting out of the house. This is an amazing, after being stuck at home for so long because of the situation in the world today. But we know that, and we're very hopeful that things will be open, and we know things are moving in the right direction right now. So we look forward to seeing everybody on this program. It is a small group program, so it's going to be very exclusive. We know there's going to be a lot of people interested. So if you are looking to register or book this trip, please get in contact with us at Sagres Vacations as soon as possible, or via Kat, and she can direct you to us. But we know this is going to be an amazing program through a beautiful country with beautiful people throughout, and you're going to learn so much. So we're very excited. Any other words, Kat?
We can also say that all the participants are going to get the copy of the book. Yes.
Yes, that's obviously another bonus for participating in the tour, because this is, and it's a great book. I've gone through it probably like 5 or 6 times, because being Portuguese, believe it or not, there are places here I have not been to. So I need to, that's why I'm looking forward to this itinerary as well, because, living in a country, sometimes you don't explore as much as when you're doing travel to other destinations. So I definitely excited to see some of these amazing sites. And
yeah.
when is this this tour, Kat?
It's in November.
November, yes.
The 1st of November, I will be waiting for all the participants in Porto on the 1st of November. And we have 16 days of traveling around Portugal and learning all the tips on improving our travel photography.
Yes.
And we are going to finish the tour in Faro.
In the Algarve.
On the 15th of November.
Great. So November 1st, which is, I think, a great time to explore, because, the weather is still very warm compared to other years.
Very nice, yes.
Yes.
And do you know that on the 17th of November, one day after finishing our trip, it's my birthday.
Oh, so it's an early birthday present, so we can celebrate. We'll make sure to have a bit of cake beforehand. So that's great. That's great. So thank you, Kat, for talking about this itinerary. Like I said, we're really excited. We think this is a beautiful partnership between the travel, the photography, your knowledge, your expertise. We know everybody's going to get a lot out of it. Again, I urge anybody who's interested, please get in contact with us. We know this is going to sell out really fast. We only have a limited amount of seats, about 15 seats, because we wanted this to be as a small group, so that you have that one-to-one attention, and you have to be able to interact within the group and learn from Kat herself. So reach out to us at Sagres Vacations. We have all of the itinerary information, as well as the dates and the registration forms. So again, Kat, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
I'm looking forward to November.
Yes, me too. I'm looking forward to learn so much more about photography and obviously learn from the best. So again, thank you so much for your time. Really excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye from Poland. Bye.
Bye.